What's going on, guys? Okay, so today we are going to talk about a fragrance from the house of, and again, I am going to botch the heck out of this, but I bet y'all get decently close. Etat Libre d'Orange. Strap up.
Okay, for two. I watch that head move side to side as I let the sin into the room. You were on time, let's connect minds. Trying to get into a mood. We gon' be fine. Close up the blinds, no rush. Finish the food.
All right, welcome to the scent bubble. I am your host for the late evening from the house of ETLOR or whatever. We have Spice Must Flow. Man, we are botching our entire intro today. I apologize. It's late at night and I'm dealing with French perfumery here. So it bees like that. It's interesting. I tried 2 fragrances from this discovery set. Take a look at that. Talk about a no-brainer to try a house. I think it was 25, 30 bucks, maybe 35 after tax or something, to try. I think it's like 22 mLs. So try the house. I mean, that is the cheapest discovery set I've ever seen. What should you know about this house? I don't have much of a history lesson right now other than that these guys have some of the most unique smells. Unique does not always mean good, but it could be if you find a fragrance, because if there's 20 oddballs, but you find something really special, then it was worth that house's efforts to be different and unique, because when you take risks, you have more failures. But the payout is you make something truly special that no one can replicate. This is Spice Must Flow. We reviewed 2 fragrances so far, and then somehow I just stopped going through this discovery set for like 8 months. I think the last time we did a review on this was April. We're already in November? October? So anyways, let's just dive into this without further ado. I'm expecting something, nothing short of something unique. And yeah, let's see what we're in for. I remember the first 2 I tried Archive something, and then what was the other one I tried? Archives and Clean Suede. I remember not being super impressed, but the perfumery is good. It's just the scent that was always questionable. Maybe that's why I turned away. This house is really unique, though. Their bottle designs are really branded well. Their compositions don't seem off balance. It just seems that they're chasing certain scent profiles that I'm not a fan of, but I'm only 2 in on 20, so I'm probably speaking too soon. I don't know what to expect from this. And this is a rose scent. It is almost like, it's almost a beautiful rose. You know, it almost has a very Atomic Rose from Initio feel. Shout outs to Selly. He refers to it as a cartoon rose. I think it's like a futuristic rose, which in some ways I think could be the same description. So it's got that beautiful modern Atomic Rose water feel, but it is pungent. It's not super light. It's just like mid-range. But then there's a tint in the background of some kind of oddballness, and it feels somewhat either like ambery or resinous. I don't get incense or anything like that. I just get this kind of like brown tint on the flower. And it's good though. That little tint makes the rose fragrance unique. It's nostalgic. It's reminiscent of something you're very familiar with. It's not intimidating, but it just has a little bit of uniqueness. Some of you guys saw me do the comparison between Vanilla Sex and Vanille Fatale from Tom Ford. And I said that Vanille Fatale was better than Vanilla Sex for the simple fact that the vanilla was caramelized a bit. That little subtle nuance made it not smell like every other vanilla. Just because you have a high quality vanilla doesn't mean you're going to spend $100, $200 on a fragrance. Same thing here. Just because you have a beautiful rose scent doesn't mean you're going to buy it. It even has some nostalgia to Day 3 fragrances, Royal Reflection a bit, but that I do think the tint of that rose is much different, but the weight is similar. The kind of the prettiness of the rose is similar. Different tint though. Why don't you guys take a look at this bottle real quick? I'm doing my research project on Santa Maria Novella right now, so excuse all the windows here. But look at that bottle. What a cool bottle. I mean, I could see a woman owning this fragrance for sure. You know, it's simple, but it's got the subtle nuance to it, and it's high quality. And it seems like it performs half decent here. 3.8 out of 5, so not the best score, not the worst score either. It seems like people are rating it somewhere around slightly above average. Oriental Spicy. Top notes cardamom, mid Turkish rose and ginger, base incense. So it wasn't frankincense and myrrh, but a little bit of incense, a little bit of cardamom. And the ginger just gives it this really airy pop. I actually love this kind of few note composition here. It's really nice. Does it remind anybody of Atomic Rose? Portrait of a Lady? No. See, this is why you got to look at the votes. 151 downvotes. Do we get Atomic Rose in here? Rose Prick, Oud Satin Mood, Radical Rose. So if you're fans of any of those, the BDK, Tobacco Rose, Rosamira. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't put Atomic Rose here, or even Royal Reflection. Maybe Royal Reflection is just a little too new. I like it, guys. I'm not going to, beat a dead horse or talk up a fragrance. It's a bit of Atomic Rose, a bit of Royal Reflection, but the nuance in brown tint over it is a touch of incense, very pretty, clean incense, and a kind of browning with the cardamom spice. But the ginger, I think, is great counterbalance to not give it a tint that makes it feel dark. It just changes the character. The performance on this, let's see, looks about very long lasting. Okay. So you should at least get 6 to 8 hours on this. I don't know if I would call this unisex. I'm sure the house does. Yeah, they call it unisex. I think, if you could wear Atomic Rose, you could wear this for sure. But I think Atomic Rose has a little bit more swag to it that takes it slightly out of feminine territory. I think this is still feminine, even with the tint that it has. Ages, I'm going to call this a women's scent. Age range for this, any age. I think it's seasonless. Any season, any reason. Ideally, a nice soft breeze would go great with this. Yeah, this is kind of like right before sundown with a breeze. This is a beautiful scent. And I dig it. I would buy it. Women, I would consider it. There's so many different kinds of rose out there. There's vanillic rose. There's inscented rose. There's pretty girly rose. There's different kinds of roses. Rose de Mai, Damask, Turkish, Bulgarian, Taif. So I think that's kind of stuff that only collectors really care about. But I do think as a woman, knowing if you like your roses to be heavy or light is a great first start. And then do you like more of a traditional simple rose, or do you like some kind of swag to the rose? This is a little bit of swag, but still that airy prettiness. As a scent, I give it an 8 out of 10. It's certainly above average to me. I'm surprised it got a 3.8. Well, I'm not so surprised. I would actually given it more like a 4 out of 5. Not mass appeal, but highly favorable. Get your nose on this, ladies. It's a really good scent. Alternatives to this, really, anything at Bath and Body Works, but I think it's going to smell lower quality. Professional alternatives to this would be Atomic Rose or Royal Reflection, I think, in terms of being in the ballpark. But I mean, that bottle presentation is beautiful. I might just buy this just because of the bottle, because the scent is there. If I'm looking at this and an Initio or a Day 3, I might just go with this because of the bottle. Really good scent, 8 out of 10 for me. Price point on this looks like retail is sitting at around $190, but I've seen Etat Libre d'Orange fragrances go for around the hundreds. 120-ish seems to be the sweet spot. But I've seen them, Mercaris and stuff like that. You can even get as low as, $80 to $100. So almost on that Mancera discounted price range. Definitely check it out. Like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell because we do drop episodes every single day. Let me know what fragrances from this house you guys are into. And if you've tried this one, am I bugging saying this is feminine leaning? I think it's, again, I would wear Atomic Rose. And so for that, I should tell you that I might wear this. But I do think it leans a bit feminine. I think Atomic Rose is doing something just a little bit more unisex. But that's okay. It's a great fragrance. 8 out of 10 for me. Hope you guys liked this video. If you have any comments, I do talk back in the comments section, so run that up for me. And until next time, stay blessed. This was a Etat Libre d'Orange Spice Must Flow, and pretty solid. I really like it. Take care.